All right, so if you haven't checked out the first video on mission, vision, and values, go back and check that out. Now, if you did your homework assignment and here you are on video 2, go ahead and put in the link, hey, here's my mission, vision, or put your values in the comments. Love to see what your values are and what you've come up with as your 4 to 5 values. Now that you have those, they're gonna drive everything that you do into your goals. So we're gonna focus now on goals. And the first place we're gonna start, which I know will seem counterintuitive, I get it, but just trust the process on this. We've gotta create some goals. And first they're gonna be SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, action-based, realistic, and time-bound. And that time-bound, the first place we're gonna start is your 5-year goal, right? So this is what's hard for people because projecting out 5 years, as soon as you put something out there, your mind's gonna already try to tell you why or how, like how's that gonna work, or how am I gonna accomplish it, or you're not gonna be able to accomplish it, but don't try to fight that right now. Just put that aside. Take that inner voice and just push it over. And go ahead and write down your 5-year goal to start with, like what's possible, again, specific. So not, wanna do more business or whatever. No, specific is I will have, again, as in present tense, you will have it, you will own it. I will have a business that produces $500,000 in revenue by the end of whatever 5 years from now is, right? So you're putting that time bound on it. Typically, to have it measurable, it has to be a metric, right? So it either is the number of sales, or I would say 95% of people, it has something to do around revenue. How much revenue your business will produce in a 5-year thing. So just take a second, go ahead and just write that down. Just let your mind think. Don't try to figure out how do I make this happen? There's no way, just put it out there. This is in 5 years, this is what I want to accomplish. So go ahead and write that down. Then the next step is we're gonna go back, just pull it back just a little bit and let's go 3 years. What's possible now in 3 years? Kind of that same process, nothing complicated, but sort of take your 5-year now, peel it back down a little bit and say, this is what's possible in 3 years if I have the 5-year goal, now my 3-year goal. Okay, now the last one, you guessed it, it's simple. You're just gonna do your 1-year goal, what's possible 12 months from now, right? And if I have that sort of foresight 12 months from now, fast forward 12 months from now, and I can turn around and create hindsight to myself, say, look, this is what's possible. Go ahead and write that specific measurable goal. And this one's important because it's 12 months from now. And a lot of times we will overestimate what we're gonna do in 1 year and underestimate what we'll do in the 5-year. And so go ahead and just like put it out there. This is what I'm gonna do in 12 months from now. Just put that down, your one specific SMART goal. All right, now we're moving that 1-year goal into what we call the 1-3-5 GPS. And it's the 1 goal, the 3 priorities, and the 5 steps. That's why we call it a GPS. It's also helpful because you need to know where you are and where you're going, and a GPS does that, right? If it doesn't tell you where you are and what you're trying to accomplish, you can't get to where you want to go. So with the 1-3-5, that primary goal, remember, it's gotta be specific, it's gotta be measurable. If not, make sure you go back and create that time. But as you can see at the top on the 1-3-5, that's your goal. Make that goal so powerful that when you accomplish it, everything else is easier or unnecessary. That's what Gary Keller talked about in the book, The One Thing. In Master Networks, we talk about this all the time. This goal is the thing that will drive the business, and you know whether you've accomplished it or not. Now, once you have that goal, you're gonna come up with up to 3 priorities that help you meet that goal. It could be a priority around marketing, or sales, or hiring, right? Leverage. It could be about tracking. It could be, getting your financial systems in place. Typically though, what I see is it has something to do with sales and marketing. Another one comes into organizational structure, right? Something in the middle one. And then the third one comes into something about your financial systems. That's been typically the way that I've seen people create their priorities. So take a minute and come up with what are the 3 things. If I could just nail these 3 priorities, then it would help me accomplish. In fact, it would ensure that I accomplish the goal. And as you write these, I want you to keep in mind, the power of these 3 priorities is when we get to, in the next video, when we talk about your calendar, now you know what to put on your calendar because it has to be around these 3 priorities. So go ahead and take a second and write down your 3 priorities. Now, the last step in a 1-3-5 is literally that, steps. What are up to 5 steps under each priority that help you accomplish the priority, right? So think in your mind, if I do this, I accomplish the priority. For example, if your priority is something around sales, let's say it's, to have 10 sales a month. then what's the step? What's the very first step I have to take to accomplish that? And again, understand this 135 is a living, breathing document. Like, you're gonna have it out in front of you. When you accomplish it, you're gonna cross it off and create another step to push that priority forward. And you can see on there, it says specific step, and then the next column says who and by when. And if you're the only one in your business, what you're gonna learn really quickly and you're gonna see really fast is that your name's gonna be next to all of the who, right? So every step you have, your name's next to it, and then by when. And that's gonna probably drive you in your 135 to go, I need need to hire people. I need to leverage. I need to outsource. I need to do some things. So I'm not doing all of these steps, right? And then by when, right? This is time bound, putting a date, a deadline, right? This is what I see most business owners do is they create the step, but they don't put the deadline to it to then be accountable to accomplish that step. The power of a 1-3-5, especially when you have a 5-3 and 1 year goal, is that now you can see the progress and the path that you're on. And as I mentioned to you in the next video, you're gonna see why this is so powerful, especially when it comes to, do I take this appointment? What do I do each day? So what I'd love to know is in the comments, go ahead and put, hey, here's my 1 goal, here's my 3 priorities, and here's my 5 steps. You know, there's a power in putting it out in the universe. There's a power in placing it out where others can see so that you can be accountable to the things you've accomplished. So go ahead and knock out your 1-3-5, your 1, 3, and 5 year goals, and I'll see you on the next video.